This video was made possible by the EA Game Changers program. Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Cottage Living Early Access speed build. So this build is actually going to be another starter home, and this starter home is a little bit more expensive than the previous one that I've done, because this one is actually for a family. So I started the game with a family of 5 Sims. So I had 2 parents, 2 kids and a toddler, and I only used the money that they had to build this house. So I basically bought the lot with their money, and then I built this whole house with their money as well. And I believe they started out with 28,000 simoleons, so like right out of Creator Sim. They started off with like 28,000 simoleons. The lot was, I think, 1,400. And then the house is actually worth 26,556 simoleons. So at the end of the day, when I was done building the house, they only had 44 simoleons to their name. But I mean, you know, if you have 2 parents and presumably they would immediately, like, if they're like fresh out of Creator Sim, presumably you'd immediately have them like get a job and, you know, stuff like that. So you'd immediately start trying to earn money. So I don't feel too bad about only having, you know, only giving them 44 simoleons when they're done with this. Or if you're like me and you don't really pay attention to like playing on a budget, you might just use free real estate to move like a smaller family in here or whatever. But yeah, I wanted to do another like starter home, and I figured this one, because the last one was literally just for either a single sim or a couple, I wanted to do something else for a family, like with a family in mind. So yeah, at the end of the day, this is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. It's built on a 20 by 20 lot in the Finchwick area of the world. So it's like the town center area. And if you don't know what area I'm talking about, I will leave a link on the screen to my world overview that I did, where I went over all of the different not worlds, but all of the different neighborhoods in this world, and like all of the lots and everything like that, if you know you're not familiar with the world just yet. But yeah, so that's basically the like little intro. I mean, I've been rambling for almost 3 minutes, but I do want to mention really quickly that I was building this on an early access version of the game, so basically an unfinished build of the game. So that's why you will see my gallery ID popping around the screen. And also, because it was an unfinished version of the game, everything in it is subject to change. So yeah, that's just something that I wanted to mention. And then also another little disclaimer that's more so like real life related. I'm actually recording this video as well as the other video that's going up this weekend. I'm recording both of these on the same night, and unfortunately today is a day that my TMJ has decided to act up again. So yeah, talking really isn't super easy for me at the moment, so that's why I might stumble over my words a little bit more often, and that's also why I might be mispronouncing things a little bit more often than I would normally, just because I'm trying to speak around my like TMJ joint, and yeah, pronouncing certain words just they're not very easy. So yeah, it's kind of annoying and it's quite painful, but I really want to do both of these voiceovers tonight because I have a really busy weekend ahead of me. So yeah, I won't have time to do it later this weekend, and yeah, I really want to share these builds with you guys because yeah, this is one of my last 3 like early access builds that I have to share. So I have one for tomorrow. By the time you guys are seeing this, it will be tomorrow. So yeah, I will have another one for Sunday, which is tomorrow obviously, and then I will also have another one for, I'm thinking, Tuesday is the 20th, right? Yeah, so I will have another one on Tuesday as well. So yeah, I have 3 more early access videos to share, and then we just have to wait for the pack and wait until I get regular early access again. So yeah, but if you guys have any build suggestions that you would like to see me attempt in this, like with this pack, if there's a specific idea or a specific, even like a specific picture that you might want to see me pull inspiration from, like a real house or maybe a drawing of a house or whatever, then either leave me a comment, you know, telling me your suggestion, or what you can also do, you can also go to Twitter. I will always have my Twitter linked down below. If you go to Twitter and you like tweet the picture and tag me in it, I will see it, and yeah, I would greatly appreciate that, because I'm always looking for like new inspiration pictures and yeah, just things to like be inspired by as well. I always love finding new inspiration pictures, so yeah, if you have any that you would like to see me like pull inspiration from or like try to recreate or anything like that, then definitely tag me in them over on Twitter. But yeah, so that's just something that I wanted to mention. Also, I just heard him, so this is why I'm mentioning this. But I'm recording with my dog in my room. He's asleep on my bed. And yeah, it's really cold where I am right now. And yeah, he's under his little blanket and everything like that. And I felt really bad because he's very clearly like he's very cold at the moment. He's not like a long-haired dog or anything like that, so he gets cold like really easily. So yeah, because it is so cold, I felt really bad, and I really didn't want to have him like leave the room so that I can record these videos. So if you guys hear him in the background like snoring, he's a very loud snorer, then please just excuse that. There's nothing like gremlin-like living in my room. It's just my dog who likes making weird noises. So yeah, I'm just really glad that he's like settled down and pretty fast asleep, because earlier tonight he was having an absolute ball and being a total like, he was being completely crazy. He was lying on the bed on his back, growling at the ceiling like a complete idiot. So yeah, he was in a very playful mood. So yeah, I'm just glad that he's finally settled down and like quiet enough for me to actually record. But yeah, so back to this build, you will notice that I only put a bathtub in the bathroom because it's kind of the only thing that would fit. Because I did intend for this house to have a toddler in it, I knew it needed to have a bathtub. And I couldn't fit a shower and tub combo in without it blocking the window. And I didn't want to remove the window because I like the way it looked from the outside. So yeah, despite the fact that I believe I mentioned in, I think, you know, one of my previous videos that I usually like including a shower in every one of my builds, in this one I didn't. It's something that I don't usually do. Usually I will try and include a shower in like one of the bathrooms in my builds, but yeah, this one only has a tub. In my head, you know, it's an older build as well. It might be an older house, so it does make sense that there might only be a bathtub in it. So yeah, there's only a bathtub, but you could easily, once the toddler ages up and you maybe don't really want to use a bathtub anymore, or it's like annoying or whatever, you could easily just delete the bathtub and replace it with a shower and be totally fine. But yeah, right now you guys will see me going through the debug menu. I did use debug a lot in all of these builds, mostly because I was only working with the base game and the new pack, so obviously there weren't as many like decorations and items in it as I was used to having. So in my regular game I usually have access to all of the packs. So because I was only working with the base game and cottage living, I actually really relied heavily on the debug menu. Not only because, you know, there's a lot of great items in the debug menu, but also because there's a bunch of like landscaping items and things in the debug menu that we don't have in the regular build catalog. So doing landscaping and stuff like that was a lot of fun when, you know, I was utilizing the debug menu. And also with this build in particular, because it is a budget build, all of the stuff in the debug menu is free. So it was really handy when I wanted to do like budget builds, because it meant I could still do a lot of landscaping and add a lot of detail, like that wisteria that I was adding. Most of it is from the debug menu. We have a couple of them in the regular build menu as well that actually cost money, but again, because it was on a budget, I just used the debug ones, and yeah, they worked really nicely. And obviously all of the landscaping is from the debug menu as well. The fence that I ended up using, the gate, the flower boxes as well in front of the windows, and yeah, there's a bunch of really great things in the debug menu in particular in this pack. I mean, the build buy menu, there isn't as many like, I guess, decorative items, I guess I should say. I mean, there's quite a few things in build and buy, but it's definitely not as big of a like build and buy catalog as we have in like Dream Home Decorator, for example. but the debug menu is really where all of like the magic is, if that makes sense. So that's where all of the gorgeous plants are. There's a ton of just like decorative things, and yeah, there's a bunch of great things in the debug menu. But I did go over most of the debug stuff in my build buy overview, so if you haven't seen that yet, I will leave that linked on the screen as well. I think at this point, most of you guys probably know like everything that comes in the pack, because, you know, even if you haven't watched my like build buy overview, you probably have seen some of my other speed builds. But yeah, if this for some reason isn't one of, you know, if this is for some reason one of the first videos of mine you're watching, yeah, that's the correct sentence. But yeah, if this is one of the first videos of mine that you're watching and you haven't seen any of my other early access videos, I have done, I think at this point, I think I've done 6 other speed builds with this pack. I've also done a world overview, build buy, and creator sim overview. And they're all in a playlist that I will have linked on the screen, and that's in all of the descriptions of all of these videos as well, where I have all of my early access videos for Cottage Living all together in one playlist. So if you have missed any of them and you want to go ahead and check them out, then yeah, they're all linked down below. And another thing with this early access that I don't think I've mentioned in all of my builds, but basically because this was an early version of the game, we didn't have access to the gallery at all. So what I've had to do is I've had to save my actual save files, and then once I get the pack again, I will be able to put those saves in my game, and hopefully they will work. I mean, there's always a chance that they might not work because, you know, they were like created on an early version of the game. But if they do work, then I will be able to upload all of these builds to the gallery once, you know, I get my hands on the pack again. I will also upload the tray files for channel members over on the community tab as well. But yeah, so that's I think everything I wanted to mention about the build. We're almost done with the video as well. It didn't take me super long to finish this build. So yeah, I mean, it was just a starter home, so I was trying to be very frugal with what I was doing. But a lot of the decorations you will see me put outside are actually like debug items, so they're totally free, even though we do have versions of them in the regular build catalog that cost simoleons. The ones in debug are free, so I just decided to use those instead. And then I'm going to go through and add a few like small little details to the interior of the house now that I know that, you know, we have a little bit of money left to play with. So I go through and add a couple of details, a few paintings to the walls, stuff like that, just small little like last minute type things. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give the video a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. If you'd like to support the channel a little bit extra, you can check out the link in the description or the join button to find out how you can become a channel member as well. But yeah, I hope you're all having a great day and a great weekend, and I will talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone.
You want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, gone.